Oh, we're back. We're back. Don't you worry. We technically didn't miss last week. We had an interview up last week. We had content. My name's Damon. I'm your host. This is the Comic Corner. With your comic book news, reviews, and interviews every single week, exception last week, but we did have an interview last week, so that counts. We have a very tight out today, a very quick show for you, even though it's a very big week. We'll try to get through as many things as possible. I'm joined alongside my friend AF. AF, good afternoon, morning, evening. I don't know what time.
I don't know what it is anymore. It's a time. I'm doing good, man. Almost 3 weeks, or just under 3 weeks until I'm on annual leave for the year. So, dude, I'm excited. I cannot wait. But we have some amazing comics to talk about tonight.
Yes, we do. TJ, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Glad to see everybody. Things have not been working out for me lately, so I have been absent, but I am happy to be back. I'm happy to see all of you wonderful people and my two brothers right here. And let's talk some comics. I've been itching. It's been 3 weeks, so let's get to it.
It's been a hot minute, but we are ready to rock and roll. Comics finest, Marvel, DC. The Deadpool Batman Deadpool book is out this week. Did it beat Marvel? Probably. 0 months left in the Ultimates. It's the last issue before we're like fully into Ultimate Endgame. How does it leave off? Did we like it? Is Dennis Camp the GOAT of all things Ultimate Universe? We'll chat about it. And also, are we cooking here? Absolute Flash. Are we cooking with Absolute Flash? Or are we flying? Is this happening? We have our Wally West, our Flash expert here on the show. We will discuss, but first, we're not going to get into every single story in this book. Like I said, we have a pretty hard out, pretty quick show for you today. But this is Batman Deadpool. This is DC's release of the Deadpool Batman Marvel DC combo books. We thought the Marvel one was okay. I think we thought the Marvel one was like okay, but when we saw the names that were attached to this DC book, Grant Morrison, Dan Mora, we also have Tom Taylor, James Tynion the fourth, Joshua Williamson, G. Willow Wilson, like crazy names on here with some really big stories and really big characters that all these creators have done. We were very excited for it. Did it live up to the hype? For me, yes. For me, absolutely yes. I'm not going to go into, like I said, every single story in here, but obviously a standout for me was seeing Tom Taylor kind of back on Nightwing. I've been loving Dan Waters' run, but he's did a little bit of Nightwing, and he did it with Laura X-23, and it was so like the story they put out there is just so nice and heartwarming, and like a big hug that Tom Taylor's Nightwing was, and I loved it. And I'm also going to shout out James Tynion and Snyder's and Williamson's like crazy Constantine and
That
Doctor
was
Strange
dope.
story. I think like quality wise, to me that was the best one.
Yeah.
But for big, heartwarming, bubbly, like what I want, the Tom Taylor Nightwing was that. AF, was the Doctor Strange Constantine story your favorite?
That was like I'm just gonna echo what you said. Like in terms of heartwarming things, Nightwing, X-23, Wolverine, that was easily like the most heartwarming story. But in terms of detail and just like content of the story, that Doctor Strange, Constantine, Ghost Rider, Swamp Thing, what a collection of characters to like sort of merge together into one story. It was really great. I enjoyed that one so much.
TJ, which one stuck out for you?
I mean, I agree all around. The Constantine one definitely was a standout to me, but I genuinely enjoyed all of the stories in this one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this one a lot more than the Marvel one that we talked about last time. I honestly thought it was a little poo poo, but this was more of what I personally was looking for with this amalgamation thing. I thought there was a lot of very creative, interesting ways that they mixed everyone together. Dark Claw, I'm a huge fan of Dark Claw from the original crossover, so it was awesome to see him make a little appearance. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot more than the last one, and it's brought me over to this idea a lot more. Because if anyone tuned into our episode when this was announced, I was a little hesitant about this, but I like this one.
I have a bit of a nitpick, if that if we can even call it a nitpick, and that's just the fact that the Miss Marvel story was a bit too short for my liking.
Agreed. Miss
was
Marvel
gonna
and
just bring
Static
that up.
Shock. Come on, like
Yeah,
come on, that is so awesome. We need a little bit more of that.
The Deadpool Batman story was much longer than I anticipated in this. So I think that brought down the pages of the Ms. Marvel Static Shock down a bit, which was just like a nice little like fun G. Willow Wilson on Ms. Marvel type of story where it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, a little teenage romance possibly. And then I think honestly, like the one that's for me is like a little forgettable was like the Harley Hulk, which just kind
Yeah.
of like it was there, it was fine. But I've genuinely enjoyed this one. I think the Grant Morrison Deadpool Batman had some big brain ideas going on. It's Grant Morrison. That is to be expected. And there's some things that may be a little confusing, maybe for like the non-traditional, like non-weekly comic reader, because you're like, what is going on here? We're literally breaking fourth walls into the living beings of the universe and all that stuff. Gets a little nuts, but there were some really neat things in there. My one nitpick, we're calling him Dead Bat, not Batpool.
Yeah, drop of the ball there, Grant.
Come
Sorry,
on.
I love you, but yeah,
Batpool. It's right
yeah.
there.
100% bad pool.
Dead Bat. Sounds terrible.
Come on, Grant. You should have caught that.
Should have caught that. Come on. Batpool is
Yeah.
right there.
But I love the Grant Morrison stuff. A lot of people I feel don't like this, but I personally always enjoy like a little writer cameo in the story. I find that's always fun, and the way that they did it with Grant, I thought was really fun and creative.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there, and I did enjoy it. I overall, again, DC killing it. Kicked Marvel's butt in terms of the 1v1 direct comparison between these two this year. I know there's been rumors, reports. I don't know if it's official yet, but the Superman Spider-Man may be coming out next year, and we'll see who we get for that. But if DC continues this, then sounds like we have a great time, because there was no real like Superman, Spider-Man in any of these yet. So seems like they are saving it for that.
We got that little bit of Easter egg. I think it was on one of the pages with Superman and Spider-Man with each other. I think it's when they came into that one room, and then there were like pictures on the wall. There was like a bar counter with the amalgam universe sort of tying over there.
I noticed that.
And then they had like Superman and Spider-Man on the wall.
Could be a little tease to that one happening.
Yeah.
I didn't see the picture, but I saw the amalgam sign. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
All right. So overall, how would you rate this?
I'm giving this a 4.5. I love this one.
TJ?
Same.
Okay. I'm like a 3.54 for me. I thought the first story, it was like neat, but a little like Grant Morrison-esque confusing. I love the Constantine story. I love the Tons Taylor story, but the last two just kind of felt like nothings because they were so short. And that to me is my biggest critique of this. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was much better than Marvel's. So if you didn't like the Marvel one and you were hoping for a little bit more, this one is definitely much, much better. Now, to a Marvel title, and possibly one of the few Marvel titles that we've been like praising every single month. Is this the last issue of the Ultimates, or like I didn't even check?
Seems like it. I don't know that for a fact, but it definitely felt like it to me.
Okay. I'm going to confirm that in a little bit, but this is the Ultimates number 18, written by Denise Camp, artist Juan Frigeri, letterer Travis Lanham, and editors Michelle Marchese and Will Moss. This is not the last issue of the Ultimates. This is the final issue in terms of the countdown towards the Maker's return, and this felt like a big culmination of everything we've been building to. I love this issue. I think Jonathan Hickman gets a lot of credit for the Ultimate Universe. Rightfully so. He helped bring it back. However, Dennis Camp has quite literally built and been holding up what the foundations are and the pillars are of this new Ultimate Universe. And it's come down to this book and the universe expanding. He has tied things together from all the other books that none of the other books have done. And he's put it all on his shoulders and he has been killing it. I think this issue is a fantastic way to wrap all that up and set forward what will be Ultimate Endgame. I can't say, like, it hurts me to say, like, I'm really excited for it just because we all know it's going to end. And like, it annoys me that it's going to end because of how much I love this issue. My last thing is just give Dennis Camp a megaphone. The way this man just can write incredible dialogue on a speech that is just powerful and you can feel it. And there is like real world like connections there, I think is incredible. I love it. You get some really cool small moments in here as well, featuring like Luke Cage and some things he says, and it's just like it just feels good. TJ, what'd you make of this issue?
I mean, I agree all around. I'm the president of the Denise Camp fan club, and as president, I again agree with everything you said. Every issue, just like while I have my favorite issues, I feel like every time a new issue release, it hits me somewhere. Like I have emotional response to it, whether that's like sad a little bit or excited or what. Like it gives me some sort of emotional response, and I think that is just the greatest sign of good writing that you could possibly hope for. And I mean, I love Hickman. Everyone, I've ranted about Jonathan Hickman many times. Love the guy. So this is no disrespect at all. But like you said, while maybe he kind of set this thing up, Camp has been doing all the heavy lifting here. Like, I mean, the Ultimate Universe as a universe would not be really anything without the legwork that he's been putting in. And it's just so impressive to see now that we're heading towards the end of this. And I mean, it was the one nitpick I will have, which is not on this issue. I think you alluded to this very perfectly, but I think the other titles in the Ultimate Universe dropped the ball a little bit with the connectivity. And I thought it was a little underwhelming to kind of set up everyone kind of coming together for Endgame with just like Tony Stark, just spoilers a little bit, kind of sends a message through the whole world. And we kind of see all of our other characters from the book see that message. And it's just like, okay, this is how they come together. I would have liked a little bit more build up to that. But again, given the position Denise was in with this issue, having to set up Endgame basically on his own, I think it was the best way to do it, to get us ready, get us going, and close the chapter on what we've been seeing so far in the Ultimates.
Whatever goes on going forward with Marvel and the Ultimate Universe, I know we're ending it. I hope Marvel is really hiding something up their sleeve with Dennis Camp and like these characters, because the way he's written them, or just Dennis Camp in general, like give him something, right?
Yes.
I know you've been enjoying Jed McKay's Avengers. I'd love to see him take on the main event,
dude,
right?
Oh my
Lord! if we're fully truly ending this, give him something. Give him the X-Men. Like
give him
an X-Men
anything.
team.
Anything.
Like
honestly,
I just need to see more of Dennis Camp taking on some Marvel things, because it's been great. He did Martian Manhunter, right?
Yeah, he's doing absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
which is another one of my favorites.
Exactly.
He's incredible. If Marvel does not give him something big after this, like you were saying, it would be the biggest ball drop in the history of comics. Like that would it's like almost unfathomable for me to even think about. But given how things have been going the past couple of years, it would not be too surprising.
In my opinion, they have kind of David Tyree themselves. I'm a Patriots fan, so this hurts me to say, but they're in the midst of the catch. The catch is about to be dropped, and there's a chance that they can helmet catch themselves and make it look like a genius move and fumble their way out of it. But they need to hang on. They need to find a way to make this work. So overall, I gave this issue a 5 out of 5. TJ, what'd you give this issue?
5 out of 5, baby.
Banger. We're actually going to Space Ghost and then Absolute Flash. That's on me, AF. I never move those around. TJ, Space Ghost. Tell me about it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Last episode, last issue of Space Ghost, we got caught in the middle of a war between these shark people and these like glass people that are made of glass. Super cool. This issue, we meet back up with that and we get like a really awesome, almost like Game of Thrones style kind of thing. Like we're flipping through our characters as they're trying to uncover like what's going on with this war. There was supposed to be a piece that got messed up by a mysterious assassin. So it was just like a really exciting, fast-paced cinematic kind of issue where we're flipping from Jan trying to find the shooter, Jace is trying to talk to the king, the Shark King. Meanwhile, Space Ghost is just kicking ass, like dealing with the crazy war outside, and it's just so fun. It's so good. I say this every week, but yeah, it's just such a fun time. Just classic superhero adventure. And again, this issue, it was really fun, and it, like I said, exciting the way Propose was able to balance all three of these kind of separate storylines to bring it together into this whole, like I said, war narrative that's going on. So, I mean, again, continue killing it. I didn't get to talk about it because I was gone the last couple of weeks, but Speed Racer, also fantastic. That came out, I think, 2 weeks or last week. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say? Propose is killing it. This is kind of the Propose show every Thursday because he is just coming out with so much great stuff.
Any relation to Jeff the Land Shark with this shark person?
Has to be. I'm not 100% on that, but I mean, why not, right? That's probably his little brother. And we get some blip. It's about a 3 out of 5 on the blip meter, on the sidekick monkey meter. He gets to hop in there a little bit, but you know, he's not the central character of this story, unfortunately.
You know who is a central focus that is a little monkey friend in a book, TJ? Is Baby Monkey Grodd. Absolute Flash number 9. This is written by Jeff Lemire, artist Nick Robles, colorist Adriano Lucas, letter Tom Napolitano, and editors Ash Padilla, Andrew Marino, Katie Cooper, and Chris Conroy. Before I get into the story, I really like the art here from Nick Robles. I thought the way that everyone is drawn was great. I think the colors from Adrian Lucas are incredible in certain scenes, not to get into spoilers, but I want to have AF talk about this because I think I said the last issue of Absolute Flash number 8, which he hasn't talked about yet, was one of my favorite issues of Absolute Flash, and it was a much needed issue. It was the Barry Allen issue. It dove into like some of the here's what's really going on and here's a story that we're telling. 8 issues in, but we finally got there. And now, AF, it feels like we are cooking. We are flying into this story. I'm really digging this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I feel like there's been a bit of a slow burn over the last few issues to try and get to this point. The Barry Allen issue was extremely, like, it was so much needed to fill in like so many blanks. And yeah, I feel like this issue, I loved everything about it. There's just like that, the dynamics with him and the Rogues. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And I mean, Grodd having his moment as well, not to get into a lot of spoilers yet, but Grodd having his moment as well. I do have a nitpick that the betrayal, when it happened, it was very quick. I feel like that could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but it just happened way too quickly and they took it down way too easily. It's like there wasn't even really a fight on that front.
We had a betrayal and a resolution within like 3 pages.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was like a secret betrayal too. Like
Flash,
they didn't know
man. We gotta go fast. We gotta get going.
But yeah, other than that, like I feel like there's the depth that they are giving to this character. Like I feel like in the first few issues, I was trying to like find Wally West, but I feel like over the last few issues, we are starting to see his essence in this absolute universe, and that makes me happy as a fan.
I love the twist of Thawne here being like the doctor. That was like a name drop that we really didn't get until then, that last issue, so that was really cool. Are we still under the impression, though, AF, that Barry is going to be absolute Reverse Flash?
I After the last issue, I don't like. See, that's what happens when that I got that extra information in the last issue. I was like, okay, so he's not really a bad guy. And Thorn went in there first, and Thorn was like a raging maniac when he went into that ball of fire, whatever it is. And it was I don't know. I don't think Barry's going to be absolute Flash, but I think there's still a bit of a hunch. I think I'm 20% on board with that theory now.
Okay. We went from like
But
80% to 90% to 20.
yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, Thorn is still there. He's going to come out doing something crazy, surely.
I've looked these last couple issues. I'm glad I hung on to this book. Like this is where I tell people, I'm like, give yourself a few issues. Sometimes give
Yeah,
yourself an arc. If you don't like it after an arc, it may not be for you. But I was still hanging on. I'm like, it's okay. I just feel like you need something. And when you finally get that something, like we have over the last issue, this issue and last issue, it feels so rewarding, right? That it's like you
yeah,
hung on. It's like, yes, now I can't wait for issue 10, right? I can't wait for issue 9 or 11. And that's when comics are just like, yeah,
yeah.
we did it. We hang on there. Maybe it won't all be Queen in Black for you, TJ. But
I mean, I've been liking this, and while I'm 2 issues behind, I am going to stay on the Reverse Flash Barry train.
Oh no.
Whether you guys fall off or not, I don't care what happens. I'm
well,
sticking.
he's 2 issues behind, so we'll see after he reads issue 8.
No, I that's what I'm saying. I don't care what happens. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm sticking.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay strong on it, and then when I'm right, I'm gonna laugh at you guys.
All right, he's calling his shot. He may
Who do
be
you
starting
think?
behind the line, but he's calling a shot.
Who do you think Eleanor Thorne is going to eventually be? Because clearly she's getting up to be.
You cut out at the last minute.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yep. So say it again.
So Eleanor Thorne, who do you think she's getting up to be? Because she's clearly getting up to be some type of villain, or do you think she's just a puppet master? That's
I
the
mean, look,
be all and end
it's in
all.
the name. Why not 2 absolute Reverse Flashes?
Why not? Right?
Or she can be Zoom. You can have the Reverse Flash and Zoom, both of them.
Okay. AF's calling a shot. TJ's calling a shot. I'm sitting back and be like, man, I think we're finally here. I think we finally got to a point where I'm really, really enjoying this book, and that makes me happy. Next week, we got 3 books I've been digging, for me at least. Absolute Batman. I think this is the conclusion of the Bane Abomination arc. Can't wait for that. Absolute Wonder Woman number 14. This is the conclusion of the 2-issue mini arc that we had where Diana's facing just kind of like an evil magical entity of herself. The whole idea of magic always has a price, and the price in this case is her. And also, Superman number 32, we are kind of still in DCKO. The second issue hasn't dropped yet. We know way too many results already, and that's been annoying me. AFU too, but it's we're here and we're just KOing, I guess.
What are you gonna do?
You missed it because it's dropping next week, Damon. So that should be on your pull list.
DCKO too. Yay!
Yep.
Finally, it feels like it's been like 2 months.
Yeah. My books are Absolute Batman 14, Black Cat 4, DCKO 2, Flash 27, Green Arrow 30, Justice League Unlimited 13, Superman 32, and Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman number 5. So my bank account is basically screwed.
It's a hefty pull, my friend.
TJ, what you got?
I have basically same Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, but also Mortal Thor number 4, which speaking of Mortal Thor number 4, say that a bunch of times. But like we were just talking about, I feel like it's been forever since that came out. So I'm super excited for the next issue because obviously I'm loving it.
Matt Aguilar, shout out to you. He has DCKO and Skinbreaker on his list. Shout out, Matt. Thank you for always watching, man. You're the best.
You're the
But
best,
that'll do
Matt.
it for this issue of the Comic Corner. We promised a
Can I
very
just say
quick.
one more thing?
Oh, AF, go ahead, please.
So I know we have a couple of minutes left. Before we end off, last week or over the weekend when I went to my local comic book shop, I read Batman Static Beyond #1.
Mhm.
Such a good book, guys. If you love Static Shock as a kid, if you like Batman Forever as a kid, Terry McGinnis, Virgil Hawkins, it's set in that universe years later. So there's so many cool Easter eggs, so many things that you'd be like, oh damn, they actually included this. It's such a fun read. If you enjoyed those cartoons as a kid, give that book a pick up. It is amazing.
I saw the design of Static Beyond. Damn, he looked cool, man. He looks so
He's
cool
so
in that
cool.
book.
It's like a few years into the future, so they're all a bit more mature and stuff. So it's awesome.
Matt also has a Distilleries Galactic #1. Shout out Distillery. I still don't love how big those books are, but the stories are pretty good. The stories are pretty good. As promised, as I mentioned, pretty short, pretty quick, snippy, snappy issue of the Comic Corner. Make sure you go to your local comic shops. Go to comicshoplocator.com to find the nearest comic shop near you. Stay well, stay safe, everyone. We will be back next week with some fresh new floppies. We'll see you next time.